This is AV Super Friends Live, a semi-regular, interactive, and spirited roundtable discussion streamed live where we invite you to participate. We'll take your questions, discuss the topics you want to discuss, celebrate your successes, and commiserate with you about your challenges. If you want to share your thoughts, tell us we're full of it, or just throw a conversation grenade into the mix, this is your show. And now, the AV Super Friends.
Holy shnikes, that was bad. For whatever today's date is, April
5. Go for the 5th. Plead the 5th, Chris.
This is AV Super Friends Live. We're trying to do stuff live here. Super apologies. As you can tell by this thing, I'm
jet-setting
at
Chris.
the airport. So
He's
we're
jet-setting.
doing this entire thing over airport Wi-Fi. So good effing luck.
The best. And what club are you in? What secret airport club are you in right now?
I'm in the United Club where they have United things. Tiny little piece, tiny little coffee.
There you go.
So.
Not a sponsor, but okay. Excellent.
Not
it's
anymore.
the dog walk park.
No, yeah, well, maybe we had it, but we lost it. So
I'm outside the parking lot now. So yeah, this will be interesting to see how this works out. But we decided we'd do it anyway and see how it goes.
we're committed to you all. All of you guys that are watching, this is for you. So
I'm also doing this on a tiny phone here and a laptop here, and this is a mess. This is annoying.
you're living my life. I'm on that phone life. We know how it is.
As you can tell by this thing below the airport thing, we're going to try to stick to 10 minutes. So let me just click that, and we're going to cram in whatever content we can in the next 9 minutes and 48 seconds.
But what are the rules? This is the first Friday. This is social media things and things that we saw that caught our attention.
Yeah, we don't have a proper intro for this. So I think it's just
things we saw on the social.
Yeah, it's socials, some news stories I think we've talked about, as well as
General sundries.
Listserv posts. So not a formal show, just more of stuff that we see and we want to talk about. And we immediately come up with 10 or 15 things to talk about in the next 9 minutes and 32 seconds. So we're going to talk very fast.
Pick one. Jamie, pick one. Go.
Jamie, what's our story?
How many parties can we squeeze into a 4-day period in the second week of June? Go.
All right. Also known as the public invite for Atlas IT party request that went out on every social media thing for Infocom. And my takeaway is go party at Infocom. That's the brand now, just party.
That is the brand, yes.
Okay.
That is, I've been kind of complaining about that myself for years. Like at first it was cool. Like, look at all these companies, they all want to take me out. I felt like a pretty girl, right? Everybody wants to take me out. Everybody wants to buy me meals. Everybody wants to get me a drink. Shut up, Justin. Leave me alone. But, and then I realized that, no, they're just doing business, and I didn't feel very good.
No.
And I don't know how much business was getting done. It's always noisy, and
there was no business in the
screaming
email
at each other.
It was just come drink with us.
But yeah, so we saw this. I think we all individually pointed this out on the same Reddit feed, right? We're all kind of like, did you see this?
Chris wants to crash it, though. He does want to go, just to crash it.
Well, one of the challenges with Infocom in particular, but any trade show, but Infocom's are probably the worst of them, is everyone wants to do their party. There's way too many things going on. There are people who kind of make it a marathon and they try to get to 5 or 6 or 7 in a single night sort of thing. That's fine. I mean, if that's what you want to do, great. More power to you. Nothing against the fine folks at MTX and Atlas. I think they make good products, and I use a whole bunch of their stuff. But just I think that I would say at this point, kudos to them for connecting directly with the community as opposed to the email blast to 150,000 people. I'm thinking of the old poolside toilet bowl parties and whatever else it was called that went on for years. So they probably threw in the towel on that.
There was a time where I did all that. I would put my calendar was stacked with parties. And that was like the whole thing. Like, that was the whole. But is that what goes on? Is that like finally
Not
like
anymore.
the identity?
There's not a lot of those anymore.
Yeah, and I
kind of cut back.
Well, is there not a lot of them, or I just start ignoring them?
No,
I try to go to
dialed way back.
You're not the
I try
pretty
to
hot
go
girl
to-
anymore, Jamie. Nobody wants to hang out with you.
Story of my life. Then once they get to know me, nobody wants to hang out with me. Why you goobers still let me come back is questionable. But
right.
Raul's never letting me back to Oregon State or Northwest Met
no.
again. That's for damn
He's
sure.
already said.
No, we're done.
After I was embezzling Northwest Met bucks.
Yeah, I heard.
But no, I started would search out the unique ones. If they had a show, what was it like? Sure, last year had the '90s revival band, which I was like, wow, that I would have gone to.
Okay.
And then there's like 25 people there. I was like, I bet that
best-
was a decent show.
The best one I've ever been to was Sinbad.
Yes.
If you ever been to the Sinbad one, I went 2 years in a row.
Yeah, it was
that
good.
was
Yeah,
the best
when
one.
Crestron had Sinbad come out, I think that David Spade one, that back to back with it
It was,
one.
I think it was actually David
It's-
Spade, and
David
Sinbad
Spade
opened that.
Oh, Sinbad
No.
crushed it. David Spade, I think we all
Yeah,
left.
Yeah. that was- yeah.
But yes, so I mean, they went out of their way to say, okay, well, we value you, and we're not just going to go drinking. We're going to bring entertainment to you, and I thought those were kind of cool. But anymore, I'm
Okay.
so tired of the drunk fest.
Well, that's if you want more of that, sign up. Go do it. Let's savor these last 5 minutes and 50 seconds for another topic
Yeah.
du jour.
Tell us we're wrong.
Yeah, tell us we're wrong. Larry,
Larry,
what's the other
what
one?
do you think?
Oh, let's see. For the second thing that we found, there was the conference AV room solution. And it's the same question we see every week. Somebody had a meeting owl in a large conference room, and now they're complaining it doesn't work well enough, and they want a better meeting owl.
You need to find an avian exterminator is what you're looking for.
Yeah,
want a more
perhaps the answer
mature
is
owl,
don't get
like
a
an
meeting owl
adult?
and go find a real system.
Like a
But-
full-grown owl.
Like
not
an
I like
just
the
little
ones who are like-
adolescent owls.
How do you mount this to a tripod?
Well, the solution that everybody was giving
The owls
this
have a quarter
guy
20 on the bottom.
was
Yeah.
you
Do
get
they?
a second meeting owl, and then they mate, and you have lots of meeting owls. I mean,
No. No,
So,
th-
Larry,
this
you're right.
question
I mean,
does
it-
come up. It does come up a
We
lot.
see it every week. There's the, hey, we're trying to do this. And what I did find interesting about this thread was that and we'll post links below somewhere. I don't know how to do that in the airport. The comment that, hey, we've used owls and people like the concept, but the execution leaves a lot to be desired.
Mhm.
And there are a number of other solutions, but there are no, let's say, professional grade 360 type cameras. There's probably a dozen or more of them out there.
So what I've actually consulted the folks here on this campus. I've had very high levels of the admin say, we want to put a meeting owl or something like it in the middle of this giant battleship table and have that experience. And I point blank tell them, no, you don't. That's not what you want. And what they're doing is they want the little Hollywood square thing for everybody on there. And the other way to go about that is just use your
I mean,
laptop.
they want this. They want
Exactly.
what
That's
we're
what they
doing
want, right? It's like, well, you could just stay in your office and just join that way. That's an option. But I have seen some different versions of multi-camera setups that are better than the owl camera or other 360 degree. Because let's face it, being on the far end of that, I do not like that experience. I don't like the camera rotating around, viewing and zooming and all that stuff. It's very distracting to me. So,
But
that's
the
just my take.
cost delta between the meeting owl and the correct way to do it is so large. Getting
It's huge.
anyone to do that,
Yeah.
it's
I also say that don't try to be a hero by nickel and diming somebody's solution. The right solution is the right solution. The correct thing's not some magic mystery link you're going to find on Amazon. It's not going to happen that way.
What?
I know. It's blasphemous.
So I have a request that came up actually on Wednesday for this. It is a boardroom, a proper boardroom with, I don't know, I want to say a 20 to 24 seat conference table. It's a massive aircraft carrier of a conference table, and they have a full built out system. They have full PTZ cameras and all the rest, and ceiling mics and all the bells and whistles. They want the meeting owl, so the meeting owl keeps finding its way into the room, and then we get the inevitable. Well, this doesn't work as well, and people can't hear us. Like those
You're right.
two are probably unrelated. The fact that you took the little meeting owl in the room, they also, when they do eventually switch it so that the room audio is coming through, or the call audio is coming through the room system, they say, well, the meeting owl keeps looking up at the speakers on the ceiling. Yes, it does, because it goes to whoever's loudest. That's how it works.
Tell
So
that
again,
person
they
to stop
want that.
rattling chains.
Yes.
I think somebody's playing cymbals in the background.
They are playing the spoons behind me.
Yeah.
But people want that experience, but there isn't a single device that does it. There is no all-in-one. There are ones by, I think Neat has the ones where it'll look at the different participants and they all get their own little like sliver of a view.
Yeah.
I think even some of the Logitech systems now, where they'll do like the camera bar plus the 360, and it will switch between them. Larry, I think it was you posted the thing about the upcoming Teams Rooms features, and they will do one where it will use the cameras on your laptops in conjunction with cameras in the room to try to identify, based on visual information and audio information, who is speaking at the time, and switch to that as the primary. So there's a lot of options out there. None of them work as well as you think they will, and they, to the earlier comment, they will cost more than $800, which is the set limit for the entire project. Now, the irony with this particular system I'm dealing with is they have an LED video wall in the same room. So they went way overboard based on capital money a couple of years ago, but now they're like at $800 land. So
everything that's left over.
Yeah, they blew all their money on the display. Like, who cares about
different
audio?
budgets.
I think you're going to see a lot of this kind of widgetry at Infocom, where there's going to be the stitching software-based director, that multi-camera hallucination thing that's going to happen. That's going to give you all these forced perspectives for all these conferencing services.
I mean, like this stuff, we can just do all.
Yeah, it's going to automatically do all this lovely stuff that people will think that's cool. But can you turn that off?
Yeah.
I just want to see this camera. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's their attempt to try to correct the auto tracking never works. Well, then just put multiple cameras in, and we'll just auto switch.
But it's got AI, guys. Come on, we have to use it. It's got AI. You have to.
It's smart.
Jamie, I like that phrasing, that the auto tracking doesn't work the way we want it to. So we've added 4 more cameras, and now they all auto track.
Now it auto switches and auto tracks when the auto track doesn't work.
Yeah, it's more money.
And then you always get that person like Chris at the airport with lots of noise, and they overtake the entire meeting.
And we just see the busboy running around in the back, running around. Like, wow, that's a great auto tracking of that busboy running around
I'll
there.
go out and sit on the tarmac, and your plane's going by too. I do
You
want
sit
to point
on
out
the
also
tarmac, you're not getting home tonight, buddy.
I'm not getting home. I'm leaving. I do want to say one last thing here on the thread where we initially saw this. Somebody was commenting about, and Mark, you brought it up, how terrible the experience generally is for people on the other end of these multi-camera, multi-flipping, multi-switching. So you have to really dial that way back, because it will be incredibly distracting.
Yep.
I don't think we have an answer though.
No, I don't think that it's mature enough yet to be there in that large boardroom setting. It's coming. I think things are getting better, but keep your eyes peeled and earballs peeled for things at Infocom, because I think you're going to be overwhelmed with stuff like this.
The experience has been sold, but it can actually be delivered.
10 minutes. We promised. In and out.
Well, it says 12 up there.
Yeah, whatever.
Intro doesn't count.
Plus
All
or
right.
minus.
See y'all.
Well, that does it for this episode of AVSF Live. If you'd like to join the AV Super Friends for the next AVSF Live show, visit our special website, avsf.live, for more information and to see the schedule of upcoming live shows. That's avsf.live.
Nice work, everyone. Sharp broadcast. Really good. Everyone on the floor as well. Really a lot of hustle. I liked it.
The opinions expressed by the AV Super Friends are solely those of the individuals and do not represent their respective institutions, organizations, companies, or clients.